Yo guys, it's Beast, back with some more beastly content. Today is going to be the 1 HP Critical Pulse build. So I did a 1 HP Unstable Bomber Pistol build. However, I have learned a couple things since that video, so if you are still using the Unstable Bomber Pistol build, you might want to listen up. So, the spoiled food can actually increase your sanity, but unfortunately it will also give you different diseases. The cure to these diseases is an item called antibiotics. This is craftable in your supplies bench. So with that said, that is how you get your sanity all the way lowered, and the easiest way to get your HP lowered is simply by getting the Primal Rage either as a drop or crafting one. It doesn't have to be anything special, it can literally be a tier 3, but when you fire it and it's at 1 bullet, it will consume your HP instead of firing the gun, reducing your HP all the way down to 1 HP. So with that said, let's go ahead and get on into the gear. I'm gonna kind of speed through this today because you know. So we're using the Renegade Hood. It's a 1 set and it's a reload speed of 15%. Then we're using the Treacherous Tides Mask. Our main reason for using this is because this is a low HP build, and the third stat is the HP reduction from low sanity is decreased by 40%, weapon and status damage plus 10, and further increases as your sanity drops up to plus 28% at 30% max sanity. So we have the max sanity, so we're getting the plus 28%. Also on the 2 set bonus when HP is above 70% weapon damage and status bonus. And let's not even mention the 4 set that generates a shield equal to 20% of max HP when HP is below 40%. Seeing as how we're using a 1 HP build, I'm sure our HP is below 40%, so that means that we always have a 20% of max HP shield generated all the time. Beautiful. So, the only other thing I want to mention here on the armor is the Overload Pants is my key item. The reason why I use this is because if you trigger Power Surge 20 times, your next 6 shots will consume reserve ammo instead, and your shock damage will be boosted by plus 20% with a cooldown of 4 seconds. Triggering Power Surge during the cooldown does not count towards this effect. So you'll have a 4-second cooldown before you can get it to trigger again, but that pretty much means every 4 seconds you're going to get the 6 shots, and in those 4 seconds you're going to be able to get the 3 shots you need off for whatever different buffing things there are for this, and we're going to get on into the mods now. So for the weapon itself, we actually do use Shock Diffusion. The reason why we use this is because when triggering Power Surge, apply the Power Surge status to 1 enemy within 10 meters of the target. Prioritizes enemies that are not affected by Power Surge status. So, yeah, that basically just means you're going to be triggering off more Power Surges, and you're going to be triggering the pants a lot more with that mod. I'm not actually using any sort of mod for this. It looks like up to 20 stacks. You could probably be getting a little bit of weapon damage bonus because of the mod I'm using on the Primal Rage. It's not a big deal. I'm not really worried about the mod on the Primal Rage. It's literally just here to get our HP down. I really don't think we need any more boosters. So we're using the Deviation Expert mod, and the reason why we are is because you'll get your status damage boost no matter what. If you're using Elemental Overload, or I think it's Elemental Overload, it should be like Elemental Havoc. If you're using that, your HP has to be above 90%. We're at 1 HP, so how are we going to be above 90%? We also have a reload speed bonus on this bad baby, as well as an elemental damage boost for the attribute effect of 6.4%. So this is a relatively decent mod. Onto the mask, Thunderclap. This has Power Surge stat damage plus 3.6%, shock damage plus 3.6%. I'm sure you've heard of Power Surge by now. If you haven't, after triggering Power Surge 20 times, the next hit summons Celestial Thunder shock damage of 200% PSI. Like I said, we're going to be getting a lot of Power Surges. This is going to be happening a lot, as well as, helping us trigger our 6 shots. So this is amazing. Ardent Shield, we're using a precision variant. I kind of wish I had elemental or status damage or something else being boosted in my attribute effects. However, I don't currently have a better mod / the energy links to level up another mod, so on to the pants. Abnormal increase when the magazine is empty, status damage plus 10% for 12 seconds. Effect can stack up to 3 times, so get 3 really quick arrows out and you're gonna have 30% extra status damage. Once again, not the best rolls on this mod, but it does work. We're on the Elemental Overload now. This one gives elemental damage, and all of them, plus 18%, and then we also have an elemental boost of plus 6.4% damage. So the other thing is this has a magazine capacity attribute. I was really hoping that would work. I wanted 2 arrows, but unfortunately it's logical, and when it's logical, what that basically means is Yeah, crossbows can only have one bullet, period, dude. So here's Rush Hour on the shoes. This is our final mod, and then we're going to get on into this showcase right now. I think I'm just going to run everything I can. So we're probably going to run silo weights just boss. I'm going to meet us there, and then we're probably going to see how fast we can run the new Harvest Day event with this build. Here's Rush Hour, every 10% HP loss grants plus 4% melee, weapon, and status damage. At 90% loss, that's 4 times 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 18 plus 18 is, I think, you know, it's a lot. It's like 40 or 50%. It's almost 50%, I'm thinking. I think it's like 46 or something like that. It's a lot of damage, guys. And we also have the elemental damage boost of plus 8% and the status damage boost of plus 4.8%. Here's what's going on with our stats currently without triggering any of these effects. We got the weapon damage bonus at 92%. We got the status damage bonus at 110%. We have... Let's see here, what else is going on here? The bonus against, there should be an elemental shock one. 42% currently, I've seen it higher. Power surge damage 3.6, I've seen that higher. So yeah, this is pretty crazy. The other thing I want to mention finally is what items we're actually going to be taking with us. We are taking items with us, and we are using the tungsten, or not the tungsten, what type of ammo are we using? I think we're using, we'll go look real quickly. So we're going to go over to gear. What sort of arrows were we using? We're using some decent arrows here. There really is no accessories for this gun. We're using these steel AP arrows. They're not tungsten AP, and they're not the ones that boost power surge damage, but they're still good enough in my book. The items we're actually going to be using are the whimsical drink as well as the surprise spring roll. This came out during Lunar Oracle. It was a recipe given to you in your mail, so as long as you have the whispers and the other materials to make it, you can craft it yourself. This was a dropped one. This was a crafted whimsical drink from someone who had kitchen perks, so this is a very good amount of status damage boost that's going to be coming from this whimsical drink and this surprise spring roll. And we're going to actually have to consume some spoiled food here after we consume these, because this one's actually going to take away all of our sanity. And then oh, it didn't take it all away, that's nice. And then we're gonna eat the spring roll. Hopefully eating spoiled food doesn't take away our effect. Okay, I didn't think eating spoiled food would take away the effect. It's like they really meant us to do this. I'm telling you guys, this is the build to be using right here. Let's go ahead and check out the stats before we get on into this. 153% on the status damage, 104% shock damage, and power surge damage bonus 3.6. Also, that weapon damage is at 96%. We do have 73% weak spot damage. Also, 28% crit still. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and I think we're gonna go do Harvest Day. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I think we'll cut to the boss. So I'll see you at the boss. But yeah. Fucking hate the fucking mouth on this motherfucker. This shit pisses me off every